your eschatology is wrong if it doesn't line up with the words of Christ. What is eschatology? Eschatology is a study of the end times, or the end of the age. And I want to specifically use the term end of the age, because it is not the end of time. The Bible never really indicates it's the end of time. It's just the end of an age. The Bible talks about the end of this age in the Old Testament. People often use the book of Daniel for that. And there's other places. The Bible also talks about the end of the age in the New Testament. Most notoriously in the book of Revelation. And also, I should use the proper term, the revelation of Jesus Christ. Because the book is about revealing who Jesus is and his return. But also, Jesus himself talks about eschatology and the end of the age. He does it in multiple places, but this time I want to draw your attention to one place in particular. And that's in Matthew chapter 13. Because in this particular discourse, he gives two different parables that's broken into one single chapter about the end of the age. He gives his parable and an explanation twice. So I thought maybe that's important. Because if your eschatology, if your end times theories, if your theology of the end times doesn't line up with the words of Christ, then it's wrong. So where's the best place to start then? Let's start with the words of Jesus. It's always the best place to start. It's so wise, and after all, that's who we're trying to follow and emulate and become more like. So, starting with the book, with the words of Jesus in the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 24 to 30, is the parable of the wheat and the tares. Then verses 36 to 42 is the explanation of the wheat and the tares. And then picking back up in verse 47, we have the parable of the dragnet and its explanation. So, read those for yourself, and then I want to know what it is that you think Jesus was trying to say here. And just leave it there. What is Jesus trying to say here? Don't try to put it into the feast yet. Don't try to tie in a rapture yet. Don't try to do anything like that. Just what is Jesus saying here? Because we have to kind of trash all the other things, because if there's no single person whose chart is the same as another person's chart. So let's start over and learn from scratch for ourselves. I'm going to call these revelation seeds or eschatology seeds or something like that. But it's let's learn about the end of the age for ourselves, starting with the words of Jesus. It's going to be a fun journey. Give me your comments and your questions.